Hi you guys, welcome back. So just because it's now been a few videos, I thought I would just reintroduce myself. For anyone who's new here, my name is Kelly. This is Planted Personalities because plants have a mind of their own and they really have their own personality. If you've been watching my video so far, you know that we talk all things plants. And if you've been enjoying it so far, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And let's get started. Today has been a very sunny day and it's been very refreshing because here in Minnesota, this past week has been just overcast, dark. It's been snowing so much. It's just been really like blah. So today I woke up and it's literally just beautiful. It's sunny and I was like, okay, this is a great day to just be present with my plants. Let's check up on them. Let's see what we gotta do. Maybe a little bit of planting maintenance and just like really take advantage of a beautiful day. We're gonna literally check out some new growth. I have some propagations that I wanna see if they are ready to give away or sell. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. And yeah, check out new growth, see if there's any plants that need some maintenance, maybe do some cleaning, maybe rearrange some of the plants like where they are in the cabinets. I don't know. I'm literally just gonna walk around and see how things are going. I don't know about you guys, but plants are really calming to me, especially like I mentioned on a nice beautiful day. Like it's really a form of self-care for me and to really be mindful and just kind of center myself. And so, you know, after, like I said, a kind of snowy week and I had such a busy, stressful week with work, this is like exactly what I need. So let's just take a look. Do you guys see these rainbows? That means the sun is out because that's my sun catcher. All right, so we're gonna go through some of these propagations and see what is rooted, what isn't, and how things are going. Because I've honestly, doing a propagation with moss in an IKEA cabinet, I can kind of just set it and forget it and water every couple weeks when it needs it, if it needs it. So yeah, let's just see how they're going. Okay, first up, we have a philodendron Campo sportiatum sporto. I call it Campo. I think I mentioned that. It's got a little bit of sunburn or a bleached look, so I think it just didn't like getting all the grow light action and sunlight action. Because if you guys remember from my last video, this cabinet was actually underneath my south-facing window, and my windows are actually pretty low, so it got partial, like full south sun. And I honestly rarely had these lights on when it was over there, but when there were times of direct sunlight, some of these didn't like that, which is fine, but some of them actually adapted pretty well. So the moss feels pretty wet, so that also could be it. Holy shit. So when it comes to propagating and sharing with people or selling, I always want to make sure that there's signs of new growth first, just so I know that it's growing and has roots and whatnot. And again, I have not checked on these lately, so I think this one's ready to be potted up. Like seriously, oh my god, that actually might be why. You can see here we got like 1, 2 nodes and this is coming on, so it's kind of turning into a runner. That's probably why, is because it's like, get me out of here right now. Yeah, literally look, you guys. If you guys want to know my prop process, it's really nothing crazy. Oh my god, look at those roots. It's really nothing crazy, and I propagate multiple different ways, but essentially this round I've done just some damp sphagnum moss, and then I just went to the dollar store, got some clear plastic cups, and then I took a, oh god, what are they called? I'm totally blanking on what it's called. I had to take like wood chop and metalsmith, and why don't I not remember what it's called? The thing that burns holes. You guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, took one of those bad boys onto my porch in the summer, and I burned some holes through the plastic. And I know I could definitely probably do it with scissors or a knife or something, but I didn't want to cut myself. And I'm telling you, the satisfaction of just going like, it's just like, it was so fast, like such a fast process. I literally just stacked a bunch of cups and I went right through them with a hole, and there you go. Anyways, that was unnecessary, but yeah. So safe to say, I think I'm going to set this one aside, and this one's ready to go. Doesn't need any more propagating. Up next on top of here, I need to label my props. That's my problem. Looks like I've got a few cream splash, silver stripe. What does that say over there? Cream splash. Cream splash. You know, I feel like I also do have a silver stripe. I don't know, you guys, all of these varieties, I get them mixed up, and I really should have labeled my cups. But anyways, I know for a fact I cut my cream splash philodendron, the heteroecium, and my Rio. And I really don't remember where or what, if I have a silver stripe, to be honest. Thought I did, but anywho, there she be. This is the original leaf from the cutting, which is, I'm not seeing new growth, but this is the tricky part because I see roots. So, Oh, there it is. Do you guys see that little white nub right there? That's it. That's the growth point. I was a little worried, I'm not gonna lie, because I wouldn't wanna, it's rooted, but I would not, if I didn't see a growth point or anything activated, would not want to give this to somebody, let alone have anyone pay for it, because I wanna make sure the thing's gonna grow. Anyways, so that's super exciting. Again, you guys see all those roots? It's literally, they're just root bound. Nice juicy one right there. I think because I see the growth point, but it hasn't actually like grown, I'm going to leave it as is, and then I think I'm just gonna give it some nutrients to try and help foster that growth. I mean, I could put it in soil, but I don't know. I want it to do its thing and get like established and comfortable before I do that, because I care about it. Okay, kind of same thing. So we got another cream splash. You guys can see, it's a little more easier to see there. So this one's different. We do have, this is a new leaf, and then we have a stunted growth new leaf right there. And then you guys can see there is new growth on the way. So this one is good, it's growing, it's happy, and we got juicy roots, got roots circling the bottom, so this one's pretty good. Mind you, like if I sell these, again, they're so small, and I don't really do this for the money, so if I do end up selling versus potting up my own brand new plant, I'd usually put them for like $5 or something, because I don't know. Okay, we have one more cream splash. This one, I am so excited because look, it literally has a whole ass stem, new stem. Or this is the original leaf. Again, I believe it, or was it? Yeah, because there's no cut points here. So it was a one leaf cutting, one node. Then we got this leaf, which is actually like healthy, no, not deformed. So like that's exciting. And we got a new one on the way with some nice juicy fuzzy roots. So yeah, I think up next I'm going to show you guys my Rio, because it's another, would you call it a cultivar? I don't know, I'm blanking, but it's like, so these, the Rio, the Cream Splash, the Gabby, all of those come from different mutations of the variegation from the philodendron Brazil. So would that be a cultivar? Why am I blanking? I need to really touch up on like technological, like science terminology for plants. I've just been out of it lately, you know. But anyways, here's a good example. So you guys see this is very like heart shaped, kind of wide. Here's a Rio, which is very like, sorry, they're shaky. I'm shaky. I've had a lot of coffee. So you can see on top the Rio has this like skinny, narrow tail. Like at the point, it comes like this, very, very narrow. Like look at that newest leaf coming out. Super narrow heart leaf shape. So difference, okay? Cream Splash, Rio. But so this was the leaf. We got some roots there, and there. Such a happy plant. This one is ready to go. Lots of new growth. I mean, this leaf is finishing off unfurling, and then you've got new growth point on the way. We love to see it. Another Rio. Again, lots of roots, circling the bottom. This one though, you guys can see, this is still the OG leaf from our cutting, and it's rooted. Like I cannot, when I tug on that lightly, it will not come out. But again, I'm not seeing a growth point just like by looking at it, but I think it's buried deep down there. So this is one that I'd probably wait on. Up next, we've got a couple that I believe were just single node like wet sticks. This one is a philodendron brandy. This is the newest leaf, you can see. So there's no other like leaves. This was just from literally like a stem cutting, like just a wet stick, had a node, and brand new, starting from scratch. So there she is. And it looks like the original leaf had some trouble coming out. That might be from an instance of it dried out, I believe. I didn't water them probably early enough, so some suffered more than others. So I think this was one of them, but it bounced back because again, we've got a new leaf, totally healthy, happy. But if I look, it's hard because these roots are really, really dainty. Can you see that? That little string, that's a root for that specific one. But that's the only one I'm seeing. So I don't think this one's rooted enough. When I did wet stick cuttings and propagations, some of them I put two like little wet sticks in one thing. If you guys can see, there is an established plant in there. But however, look at the other one. Where is it? Right there. That's the other one. And if I tug on it, yeah, so this one didn't root. Maybe this side looks a little bit like there's some rotting going on, if you can see. Do you see how it's kind of brown? So I think just to be safe and so that this one will be healthy, I'm just gonna throw this one away because it didn't work. And some of them don't work out. That's just kind of how it is. All right, so another philodendron brandy. This is heavy. I'm kind of hopeful. Obviously, when you guys water, you should feel that your plants and your pots are heavier, but this one genuinely is like kind of heavy for one that's just got cuttings. It looks like, again, same thing. So we got two in this pot. I'm gonna kind of cover up this one. So there's the first one, and kind of right here by where my ghosty nail is, that's the original wet stick. So this is, and right here's the newest leaf. Super pretty. Again, philodendron brandy. So that makes me super excited. That's like a nice, beautiful plant. Multiple leaves came out healthy. Again, I think this is the same situation as the last one. a little bit of underwatering. Actually, that's the second wet stick, it looks like. Okay, so let's try and cover up that one. This is the second wet stick. Again, a leaf that suffered, but then right here, the newest leaf is happy and healthy. And we have essentially 2 little brandy plants in this pot. And I do see, again, they are hard to see, little tiny skinny root right there. And this one actually has some slight roots at the bottom. So I think it might be time to separate these and let them have their own space, but they are good to go. Remember how I said one of many whenever I talked about a philodendron Bromarks Fantasy? It's because I'm literally propping so many all the time, because my Bromarks Fantasy plants, I have 2 of them. One is smaller, one is like giant. They are growing so fast and they're always like outgrowing their space, so I always got to be cutting them. But these were exciting to me because I'm pretty sure these were wet sticks. So in here, this is really exciting. You guys can see, so I have 2 wet sticks. Let's see if you guys can tell. So we got 1, 2, and they both have, it doesn't help that my moss is like really dark, so you can't really see. We've got literally 2 leaves. Do you guys see that? So that's exciting. They had 0 leaves in the cutting. They are rooted as I tug on them. And then let's see if I see roots. Yep. You probably are not going to be able to see, but there's some dainty, skinny, tiny, little petite roots. I'm seeing either a thicker root or a growth point or something right there. I see some roots kind of towards the bottom. So I'm gonna leave these be, let them keep rooting and doing their thing, especially because like I said, the Bromarks Fantasies for me just take longer. So I'm going to, like this one especially. Oh my God, this one is so sparkly, so pretty. Oh, this one has, see that right there? This one's got some roots. But these both, I'm just gonna keep them going, keep them rooting. These 3 I'll do at the same time. Again, these ones I'm super excited about because they're all wet stick props and didn't have leaves on them. These are Cebu Blues. Cebu Blues have been always really easy for me to propagate. I don't know why, they're just easy to propagate, and these guys are just so freaking cute. The one here, you guys can see there's a wet stick that has that growth point coming out. It's on the left. I don't know why my brain wasn't working, but they're just super easy to propagate. And we've got roots. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this one going. Cebu is a really good one to share with friends, especially people who are maybe just getting into plants. They're just a very easygoing plant. And oh my gosh, this one has literally roots coming out the bottom. See? But yeah, they're just easy to root. They're great ones to share, highly recommend. But yeah, I'm gonna let those kind of grow a little bit more and I'll keep them in a prop. So that's the top tray. Let's do the bottom tray now. Also for now, since we're doing other stuff and checking out a bunch, I am putting these back in there and I'm just kind of taking mental notes like later after filming and all of that when I'm going to like pull a few out or whatever. I might honestly too, I mean, they're props. It really doesn't hurt to just leave them in there to keep growing, getting big, but ones that need to be taken out, I'll take out later, but I'm gonna keep going through them and just have them sit in there out of the way for now. Okay, I guess let's start with these. I'm kind of leaning over here because the sun is just like blinding me, which is great though because I love it. We want sun. Another plant that I tend to propagate a lot is my philodendron micans. Again, I have so many, but a good one to share with people. So these guys always have really rooted fairly easily for me. So like you guys can see, we got some roots there, new growth, new leaves. Just a good way for people to get that velvety plant aesthetic without spending a lot of money, and a good one to just like share with people, kind of like I said, the Cebu blue. And then we got another one. This one has some roots going there, roots there. Don't know if there's anything at the bottom yet, but super pretty, super happy. I don't need to go through it again, but another Cebu blue. Roots are literally circling the bottom. Cannot wait to share that. And then we've got a couple. These ones are fun. These ones are nice to share with people who maybe wouldn't spend much more than like 15-20 bucks on a plant. So these are just some philodendron silver sword cuttings. Really pretty, not a difficult plant by any means. So again, great to share with people. And I just look at, new leaves are so pretty on this plant. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell because they're like the same color as the moss, but I've got a lot of roots going. Also, I apologize for like crappy lighting per usual. But yeah, we've got two silver sword cuttings. This one, yeah, we got some roots. I think this might have been in the original leaf, and then this is like the new leaf because I can see it's a little prego there. Up next, we have one of what was two, but the first one is no longer with us. Again, this cabinet was right next to a south window, so some philodendrons did not like that. So this is the philodendron nangaratense. This one is just notorious for the extra floral nectaries. EFN, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, is a plant's natural defense mechanism to put out this sap of some sort, and it attracts bugs and natural good predators to help fight or protect the plant. So it's essentially a triggered like immune response that is within the plant, just to kind of help get some reinforcement, you know. But I will say, of my philodendron nangaratense, it really has not had any problems. They're just known to, they just have extra floral nectaries. You just get the little dots of sap and whatnot literally all the time. And being under the light, it actually like kind of like burns it. So you guys can kind of see here. Ooh, you guys see all that like sap kind of reflecting. And then I always check this like every day to make sure that it's not bugs, but there's like little black dots. I believe that's from like the light actually reflecting on that sap and like kind of burning it, if that makes any sense. It's just like if you were sitting outside and you had oil on, the sun is gonna sunburn you, you know, same concept. So anyways, my mother planted this, same thing, no bugs, no nothing. It just is one of those that just always has them activated or is always having that happen. So yeah, but I'm excited. This is the newest leaf. This is a nice pillowy philodendron, and it's got the fun petioles, so a little bit of redness towards that leaf, and then it's got just like, kind of looks like it's sugar coated. But yeah, we've got some juicy roots there. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like, but yeah, wow. Holy crap. This one definitely, I think, is ready to get out of this pot. But yeah, philodendron nangaratense. Then we have a philodendron Florida green, Florida red stem. Pretty sure they're interchangeably known. The moss is pretty dry. It is not liking that. I can see, I'm not really seeing a ton of growth, but I do see roots So it's rooted. I think though it just lately has dried out. I just watered, I think, a week ago. So I don't know why. But you guys can hear, I think, I have a fan that's going to help so that these don't get mold and, you know, they still get air and whatnot. So I just think that happens, you know. But yeah. This thing is a little crispy, crunchy. Gotta give it some water. But it's rooted. Happy about that. All right, up next. Ooh. I've got 3 of the same. So these are philodendron golden dragons. Got a bunch. I don't know if I've mentioned it or if people remember. I am honestly not a huge fan of my philodendron golden dragon. Mine has always grown kind of wonky. It had variegation like early on, and then now it's just totally reverted in green. I think maybe I would like it more if it was the mature leaf form, which I encourage you guys to check out. It is a nice plant, variegated or not, but for some reason I just haven't been loving it lately. So I've been cutting it up and then I'm going to share it with people. So it looks like got a root there, and oh wow, a root there. We've got 1 leaf, 2 leaves. This one though, if you guys see that speckling, it's giving me spider mite vibes. So I don't think I would give this one away or sell it or anything until I've taken it out of the pot, cleaned it completely, and made sure that it was pest free. But you know, looking at it, I don't see spider mites, so little sus, but we're gonna check it. Again, philodendron golden dragon. This one actually has a lot of roots going on. So that one is going to want to be repotted. Yeah, these ones are a little dry. So what I'm assuming is that I watered my top tray and the bottom tray is the one that kind of dried out a bit, because this one feels dry as well. Looks good, but I don't have a different leaf. So that was the original leaf, but holy crap. Tons of roots, lots of roots. Sometimes it's hard because some plants won't put out new growth or leaves or anything if it's feeling like it's very crowded and root bound. So it does make sense if they have a lot of roots but no new growth. Sometimes it's just needing more space. Another one. Here's another golden dragon. A little bit more of that mature leaf shape. But you guys, when they're like this big, they're so cool. But again, I don't know what it is. I'm not loving them, not lately. But I want to share it with anyone who wants them. So yeah, lots of roots going on. Like, can you guys see that on the bottom? Just all right, we might have our first found casualty. So 2 Bromark's Fantasies, again, very crispy, and the leaves, like, look at this, so wilty and not happy. These guys do not do well, I don't think, when they dry out, just from what I've noticed with propagations and also just like my plants that are in soil. These guys, even though they're philodendrons, they just haven't really wanted to dry out. So I don't know. I'm not really seeing roots. These guys might not make it. Last but not least, a very crunchy but very happy Syndapsis pictus aereus. I can never say it, the one that starts with an A, but it's a pictus, you know. This one, I'm not seeing roots. Oh, at the very bottom I see roots. If you guys can see, like right there, and it's like all over. And look at it though, it's happy. This one literally could care less about being bone dry right now. So I'm happy about that. All right, so I thought I'd show you before I shut this. Oh my God, roots. This is the cabinet for props. I have this fan that's on 24/7, and then I have these lights up here that are on for like, I think 12 hours. and I literally just put them in these trays that I got from a local Bachman's store. And when it comes time to water, I just put water in these trays, and essentially the plants will soak it up, bottom watering style, as they need. I do have a hydrometer. Right now this is the reading because the doors have been open this whole time. But essentially, you guys can see I have these risers because these trays slightly are too long to fit both sideways, side by side, but it's actually really nice. It helps me get more in here, I feel. But again, the trays, local Bachman's, and they actually have these little like ridges, and I like that because as the water, you know, dissipates in the cabinet, it helps provide humidity, and it helps with draining and excess water and keeping these plants kind of lifted out of the water. So yeah, I don't know, it's worked for me. A lot of people will do prop boxes and will do a similar style. If they don't have a cabinet, they will do a clear bin of some sort, and then they'll put the cups of propagations in there and just put water in the bottom of the bin. But yeah, this is my prop setup. Stepping out of the way, you guys can see right now these are actually also getting some natural sunlight, and that's kind of the beauty of having a balcony door and a window, is that there's actually sunlight that is hitting my cabinets and my plants all throughout the day. It's that time of day too when the sun shines in, and my sun catchers and my disco ball is catching the light. You guys can see. So they're my disco balls and then my sun catcher. So I love that. Oh my gosh. How did you get over there? You guys, I don't know how she got over there. She's just such a ninja, and she's so careful with the plants. So pretty. I love when light reflects in here. So now I'm literally just gonna walk around, check on things, see if there's new growth, see what kind of updates I can show you guys, and also if there's any like dying plants, let's figure that out, see if there's anything that needs a little bit more attention tonight and tomorrow when I do some maintenance. Just showing you a little more that sunlight coming in. I feel like a lot of my videos, it's been just gross outside, so I haven't gotten to really show you guys the light, but you guys can see, like, there's a chance I honestly could get away without having grow lights in my cabinets because that natural light is just so nice. And that's how these guys are all still so happy. Like, I know in the grand scheme of things, they feel very far away, but having it be south facing windows, these guys actually do get light. So yeah, I'm glad I can finally show you guys what kind of lighting I get. I did want to point out that we finally hung up this Hoya. If you guys remember, I said in my rearranging video that we were gonna probably hang some hooks. So we got this cute hanger set up, and I think we're gonna get some more hung up, but I don't know, we gotta figure out what we wanna do, like what kind of hanging pots. So yeah. My Jose Bono is love and life. Looks like we have a new leaf on the way too. This is the newest leaf on the Ring of Fire. You guys can see that really pretty variegation. Literally loves this spot. I think this was the previous leaf. I'm thinking though, it looks like it might be a little close to the window. You guys can see some of those extra floral nectaries. So I am gonna probably check this one to make sure it's good and doesn't have any pests. And I gotta move some of these so that they don't touch the window. Like, you can see that one back there touching the window. Not good. You don't want that. My newest Thai constellation leaf. So pretty. This plant literally just, my goodness, just does not have enough room. But look at that pretty cream variegation. I'm super excited about my Synapsis Silver Hero because we've got a new leaf, which is good because if you guys can see here, I've had some bare stem. It was doing a little bit of that runner action, but now that I actually put it on a trellis, it's been putting out more leaves, and I pinned down some of the stem to the soil. So now I have 1, 2 new leaves, new growth. So that makes me happy because I really want it to be just like a more full bushy plant. It's just so pretty. I love Synapsis. Love, love, love. So I'm not sure what happened to my little temple crassula like succulent. Maybe just lack of watering, but it is not happy, and I'm pretty sure it's got some bugs. I just think this one is not happy. This one might be a goner. It might have gone way too long without watering or anything, but it was just so cute. Dino found it and put it in this little baby trunk because we have that big trunk right there. So it just was so cute, but look at it. It looks so sad. Poor thing. My little baby Birkin is not so much a baby anymore. It literally, when I got it, was like those leaves, and now, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it needs support. It's getting more of the variegation, those lines, but holy crap, this thing needs a stick, you guys, a stick. Okay, I think Silver Bay, Aglaonema, looks like we have a yellowing leaf. Let's give her a check. Not seeing any bugs, but like new growth, and everything else looks fine and good. I think it was a watering problem, so I'll have to check if, yeah, the soil feels kind of damp, so I think that's just from maybe a little bit of being a little too wet, not wanting that much water. So I'll have to keep that in mind when I water my plants this weekend. Immediately coming over here, if you guys remember, I have this philodendron by Penifolium. It like beheaded itself up here, so naturally I propagated it, and this is the newest leaf. It's not that mature leaf shape, but it totally fell, and I think it's struggling a little bit. I need to like attach it to the pole, but you guys, look at this. The growth point went in through the pole and then out again, and it looks like it's barely hanging on there. So now it's just like growing so funny. I think I need to attach it to the pole, give it to some support, but yeah, what a weirdo. This plant literally is constantly beheading itself. Like, it's insane. I need a bigger pole. So we've got the same situation with my philodendron glad hands. Put out this leaf, and then it's got a new leaf on the way. Let's check out this leaf. Oh, I love glad hands. But I think it's safe to say that my chopstick or my skewer is not working anymore. I think I need to give this guy an actual pull, because look at him. He finally tipped over. I was waiting for the day that would happen. This guy, so my Florida mint ghost. Again, like I said, I don't know if mint is an actually accepted cultivar, but that's how it was sent to me, and we're gonna run with it. So sad story about that guy. My cat Rory, that lovely girl over there, decided to jump up on my cabinet, even though it's so crowded up here. And she got scared when I walked in, jumped off, and she knocked over my Florida mint ghost, which unfortunately resulted in a beheading situation. And since then, luckily, plants regrow. So we've got that new stem and a new growth coming in here. So things happen, accidents happen, but a little sad story. My Syngonium macrophyllum, I can tell, is, oh yeah, needing some support. It looks like last time I gave it support, come on, where is that? There you go. It's right there, and now you guys can see that stem totally falling. So I'm gonna need to stake that up, but it's getting up there. This pothos is just doing so well. It is seriously so happy right here. It's vining all around this cabinet. Like, it's crazy. Honestly though, it is so pretty. I kind of love it. I love that it's kind of like gonna fill in on top of the cabinets there. So this is gonna be a really good example about the extra floral nectaries that I was mentioning before. Again, a philodendron. This is the red stem or Florida green. Do you guys see these dots? Those are the extra floral nectaries, but you can see natural sun hits this plant. So essentially they've turned brown because they kind of burned. But you can see right there, just barely, there's a little sap dot. That is what all of these brown dots were. But again, they just kind of like burned through with the sun. But you know, checking it, it's always good when you guys see that to check the leaves. Like here, I'm not really seeing much of anything. And just making sure that it's all good and that there's no pests or bugs. Yeah, I'm not even seeing any webbing, nothing. We're good. I don't know. Sometimes plants just do that. Speaking of that plant, I'm really excited because if you guys remember, I gave it a chop right there, and it decided right down here to put a new growth point. It looks like after the chop, oh my gosh, look at that. We got big leaves again. I think it really just needed a chop and some support, but it's already almost touching the ceiling. Speaking of almost touching the ceiling, I'm thinking I'm gonna need to do something about my Gaius, philodendron Gaius, because that was its pole, and then we had a bamboo stick, and now it's just about touching that ceiling, so I need to do something. One thing I've noticed lately is I think my philodendron biliate, whatever you guys want to call it, is struggling because if you guys can see, first of all, like the space between the nodes, the inner nodes, is very big versus like down here. And second of all, we've got this leaf, and just by the coloring, it's literally, I think, just burning, because the top of these cabinets, because of these grow lights, get really warm, and sometimes plants struggle, but that's why I always do plants that have separate pots and saucers. But I think this one is actually not too happy being up there anymore. I think I'm gonna have to move it and maybe repot it and do something, because it's getting a little funky. So TBD, I'm gonna, honestly, I think I'm going to chop it. That's probably gonna be the move. All right, you guys, so I am going to just leave the video at that. I could go on. I haven't even showed you guys like plants in the other rooms, which have their own like massive updates and stuff, but I just don't want this video to get like way too long again. But you guys know how it is. I talk a lot. I mean, all these videos could be 5 hours for all I know. As you guys can see, I showed you guys kind of like my propagation status. Kind of checked out some new growths, some things that were a little suspicious, and I do have some plants to clean, but generally that's just a very good practice to do, even if you don't have bugs, is like check up on your plants, clean them, wipe leaves down. I'm also really glad that I was able to show you guys the lighting in here, because in a lot of my previous videos it's been fairly dark and I haven't really gotten to show you guys how the light really hits the room. So that was really nice to be able to show you guys that. I'm definitely rambling on right now because my brain's just not working for some reason. I feel like I need coffee or something. Please, if you guys have not done so yet, please go ahead, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me get seen with the algorithm, and also hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm so thankful for how much my channel's been growing, how much you guys have been so supportive and very sweet. Like, your comments really do mean a lot to me. Go ahead, share this video with your friends. We're just sitting here talking about plants and hanging out and keeping it very low-key. So again, I really do appreciate you guys. Like, this has been really enjoyable for me to learn and share. So as always, you guys can follow me if you would like on Instagram. It is the same username at Planted Personalities, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.